I'm Winterblaze, and today we're here to talk about some of the longest-lived characters in the Fallout franchise, starting with Harold from Fallout 1. From what we know, Harold was born in 2072 during the Sino-American War, 5 years before 2077, where the world fell in the Great War. After the bombs fell in 2077, Harold and his family would become denizens of Vault 29, and after 13 years passed, Harold would leave Vault 29 and become a traveling merchant. Over the next decade or so, Harold would actually become one of the most profitable merchants in the trade center that would later be known as the Hub. After Harold's success in the Hub, he would actually become the caravan boss, and a handful of years later, in the year 2102, he and his friend Richard Grey would put together a band of people to find the source of super mutants that were attacking trade caravans. Their expedition was nearly wiped out at the Mariposa military base, with his friend Richard Grey falling into a vat of FEV, Harold being exposed to FEV and being knocked out, waking up days later in the wasteland already mutated. Harold would be discovered days later by traders who would find him and bring him back to the Hub. Unfortunately for Harold, as he began to mutate when he went back to the Hub, he began to lose his clients, his business, and his friends. Players first encounter Harold in Fallout 1 in the year 2161, as he's living in the Old Town slums of the Hub in poverty. Luckily, by the year 2241, Harold is doing a little bit better, as he's been declared foreman of the town of Gecko, and he maintains trade relations with the town of Broken Hills for uranium. And by this point, we learn that Harold has a sapling that has taken root in his head, to which he has eventually called it Bob. Afterwards, we move to the year 2077 in the game Fallout 3, all the way across the continent in the capital Wasteland. At this point in his mutation and life, Harold has now been overtaken by the tree Bob and has taken root and being worshipped by people called the Tree Minders. The player can actually join the cult of the Tree Minders and talk to Harold, to where he asks them to end his suffering. Despite Harold's kind nature throughout all the games, he is tired of being rooted in one place for so long. And I don't know about you, but I granted Harold's final request because he's genuinely one of the nicest characters that you meet in Fallout 1, 2, and 3. And we know that Harold lived from 2072 to 2077 for a total of 205 years old. And that will wrap up this video about Harold from the Fallout franchise. If you have any questions about Harold or his appearances in the games, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I'm Winterblaze, and I'll see you next time.